Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of today's session, starting from page 142. So the Iraqis are starting to realize the nature of the Umayyad rule and recognize a tyranny which they had now helped establish by their own actions. The people of Iraq began to recall and reminisce about the days of Ali. They regret their lack of support for their leader. They regret their acquiescence to Levantine rule. Every time they gathered, they would blame each other for what they did. They would postulate about what could have happened. In a few years, they began to send numerous envoys to meet Hussain, to complain to him and to listen to his words. One day, the notables of Kufa came to visit Imam Hussain alayhi salam in Medina. They pleaded, "Our astonishment for your treaty with Muawiyah never fades. You had an army of 40,000 Kufans, all in your payroll, and all ready to protect their homes. A similar number of their sons and followers were also ready. They all gathered, except for your followers in Basra and Hijaz. But you did not take any guarantee that you will be treated well, nor did you take any wealth from the treasury. After having done what you did, why did you not make the notables of East and West as witnesses and guarantors for the deal against Muawiyah? Why don't you write to him demanding that authority is relinquished to you after his death? This would make circumstances much easier for us. Instead, you chose to make a deal between the two of you, but he did not keep his end of the bargain. He did not hesitate to proclaim to all people the following: I had agreed to conditions and made promises only to douse the flames of war and to end sedition. Now that Allah has united us, our word and affinity, and protected us from division, all that is now under my feet." And that's what he said. "By Allah, I would have risen against him after that if it was not for your treaty with him. But now he has negated. If you would like, let us prepare for a short war. Declare your march towards Kufa. Remove his governor there and declare his loss of authority. You would have replied to their violation of the treaty. Surely Allah does not like the traitors." Others in the delegation repeated words similar to these. After listening to all they had to say, Imam Hussain alayhi salam gave them this reply: "You are our followers and admirers. You know that if I were working to achieve worldly goals, or if I were to work a scheme to gain power, I would be no less powerful, generous, or resolute than Muawiyah. But I am of a different opinion than yours. I did not do what I did for any reason than averting bloodshed. So accept God's judgment and submit to him. Remain at home. Refrain from revolution. Stay your blades until Allah wills for the righteous to rest through death, or he wills that they rest from the tyrants." Imam Hussain alayhi salam by these words showed his satisfaction with them, referring to them as followers and admirers. But he also told them that they should not rush to judgment before he gives his opinion and show them the wisdom behind his actions. He then asked them to submit to Allah's judgment and to lay down their weapons temporarily. Imam Hussain alayhi salam was preparing his nation for war. He did not ask them to submit to Muawiyah permanently. Instead, the truce will only last until the time was ripe for revolution. This delegation was not the only one to share this outlook. Similar delegations would constantly visit Imam Hussain and ask him to lead them in revolt. He would not give in to their constant requests, but would always promise them that the day will come. When questioned by Hajr ibn Adi, he provided a similar answer. He said the following: "I saw that most people leaned towards peace and were loath to head for battle. I did not wish to force them into something they did not want. I made peace to avert bloodshed, especially in protection of our followers. I saw it best to delay this war for another time. And every day Allah is engaged in some work, and one day he may grant you what you wish." By suing Muawiyah for peace, Imam Hussain alayhi salam was buying time so that he could prepare the nation for a promised day. When the society is ready for a change, the revolution will come, but the Muslim nation was not ready for this yet. It was still the prisoner of false hopes and ambitions, false aspirations that made defeat an inevitable outcome. Imam Hussain knew this well when he told an envoy the following: "I did not seek by an arrangement with Muawiyah anything other than preserving your lives. I saw the lethargy of my army and their distaste for battle. By Allah, if we were able to mobilize mountains and trees against him, such an army would still have made it inevitable to surrender this matter to him. Thus, Imam Hussain's role was to prepare the minds and hearts of people for revolution against Umayyad rule. The Umayyad clan had instigated within the Arabs at the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam. They caused the mutiny in Iraq that pushed people to abandon Imam Hussain at the most crucial moment. Imam Hussain alayhi salam now had to prepare the nation by allowing it to taste the consequences of its own actions. Imam Hussain alayhi salam was no less perceptive of his circumstances than was Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Imam Hussain knew well that lethargy and trepidation still had hold on the nation. Therefore, he chose to prepare it for change rather than lead it towards revolution at such a stage. This was Imam Hussein's opinion during the time of Imam Hassan's life. When some Iraqi notable lost hope that Imam Hussain would lead a revolution, they would go to Imam Hussain and make similar demands. Imam Hussain alayhi salam would reply, "Imam Hussain is right. Let every one of you remain in his home so long as this man, i.e. Muawiyah, remains alive." His opinion did not change after the assassination of his brother. When the notables of Iraq wrote to him requesting that he lead them in revolution against Muawiyah, his reply was the following: "As for my brother, I pray that Allah has blessed him and supported him in the hereafter. As for me, I do not see that the day has come. Stand your ground, may Allah have mercy on you, remain in your homes, take caution against the suspicions of the Umayyad state so long as Muawiyah remains alive." Imam Hussain alayhi salam knew that the time for revolution would not come so long as Muawiyah was still alive. He instructed his followers to remain quiet and to take caution against the persecution of the Umayyad governors. This suggests to us that there was an organized opposition working against the Umayyad state. The core of this opposition was those few loyal supporters who Imam Hussain protected throughout his peace with Muawiyah. Their mission was to inspire revolutionary tendencies as a desire for change by showcasing the transgressions of Muawiyah's regime. They waited for the promised day of revolution.